There are three things in life that are a given: death, taxes, and the bullish buzz making a shitload of money. As you guys know, Warren Buffett has finally bought into UNH. The papers are out and they have been buying for the last 2 quarters. Now, Warren Buffett came out today and released that they bought $5 billion worth of UNH. Now, that is no exaggeration, guys. $5 billion they just put into this company. Now, as we do begin to zoom out on this stock, it is very interesting to look at this chart because on the 1 week, we are up an insane 21%. This looks absolutely amazing. Now, on the 1 month, we are just about break even, being up around 20% after being down 20%. So a good little pop right there. But on the 3 month, we are still down 7%. And year to date, we are now down 41%. But it was a lot worse. We were down almost 55% at one point after reaching highs at around $600. So things could be a lot worse. This company is a great company. They bring in over $400 billion a year in revenue. That is absolutely insane to say. $400 billion a year in revenue. That is absolutely crazy. And I can see exactly why Warren went ahead and bought a business like this. A lot of people were thinking that he may be buying in, and of course he did, because what is this? A beautifully undervalued company where you can actually throw some shares in, forget about it, it pays a good dividend, and in return you can look back in 10 years and you will see a hefty profit. Now, this has been Warren's strategy for quite some time now, but I think that we beat him to it. Now, I am very interested to see what his average price is, guys, but taking a look at my average price right here at 237, I do believe this is one of the better ones out there. I think price fell to around $232 at the low, and then with shares, I have around 10 shares right here, and I'm up around $613 over here in my raw, so it's looking really good. I'm up around 26% so far. Now, it's going to be very interesting once these start to pay some dividends, and I will start to get these dividends from these 10 shares right here. I'm definitely going to be reinvesting these dividends, especially as low as the share price is. I want to lock in this cost basis moving forward, and I expect this position to honestly stay for probably the next 20 years within my position, especially if things begin to pick up soon. I am actually thinking about throwing in some leaps for UNH, so if you guys do want access to those, click the first link in our bio down below, join up on our Discord, check out Premium, we'll have those leaps over there. But I am very interested to check out those leaps because I do like some of the leaps for later next year and later in 2027 actually. So things could get really interesting and start to heat up with UNH. Jumping onto the charts now, I do first want to indicate to you guys that I believe this stock is a buy anything under $425. I believe that the intrinsic value of this company is north of around $650 to around $750. And I do believe that we will reach that by the end of 2020s and honestly around that 2030 range. I do think that in the next 5 years we will press up and honestly 5x from this price today. I think that we will see $1,000 in the future. So now that we have gotten all of that out of the way and this stock is a 100% buy from me, I do want to walk you guys through their chart right here and show you guys kind of the ideology behind them regaining from this massive sell-off. So I do first want to show you guys what this chart looks like, kind of get a picture of this in your head, and now pair this chart over to Meta's chart from a while back, where you guys can see that they sold off immensely. This was down almost 70%, I believe more than UNH's. We can see right here that the stock was down around 77%, so they had a larger fall off than UNH, but the stock recovered in one impulse move over 269%, and that obviously wasn't even the start. If you guys would have bought shares back then, you're probably retired now. That move altogether was about 700 and 800% kind of on the nose right now. So if you guys would have bought Meta's dip back in the day, you guys would be absolutely swimming in cash. Now I'm expecting much of the same with UNH, just like you guys can see right here how comparable these two stocks are right here. Once we do dip down into this buy zone, we are going to impulse out, which we already have started to do. We will go ahead and fill this fair value gap. From there, obviously, we're going to need to take a little bit of a break. A pullback within the stock is nothing to be concerned about. We just got a massive pullback, so let it play out. It's not going to be straight up, but it should be pretty vertical from here on. Now, Warren Buffett buying in the stock is definitely going to accelerate the pace of this, but if there is more room to the downside, it will happen. Warren Buffett doesn't change the market. He may influence it, but he does not change the market. If the price wants to go lower, it will, and we will be a buyer at those levels. 220, 200, and 187. I still have them marked out. I'm still ready for price to drop down to there. Now, I do expect us to move up. I expect us to fill this fair value gap and our first resistance target to be around $375. I expect to really hit our head around 385 and then pull back into this fair value gap and continue higher. Now, our first major resistance zone is going to be at around $444, as you guys can see from back here. This should bring in a good bit of selling pressure, honestly, maybe even pulling us back down to our fair value gap right here and then bouncing higher. Whatever that may be, it's going to play out. It's still going to work to the upside, and we can still continue to buy shares on every single dip under around this target right here. After that, I would say that we should have a full position and we can move higher. Now, from there, we will go ahead and fill all these damn fair value gaps. They're literally everywhere. I could draw this fair value gap from right here all the way down to the lows. There's a fair value gap almost everywhere. We're moving higher. Now, this fair value gap right here individually takes us from 489 up to $580, which is absolutely laughable. I think that something like that could happen in about a week's time. Once we do get up to one of those levels, we're going to press through it very, very quickly. And then back to all-time highs at around $630. From there, we're kind of gonna have to wait to see what the chart looks like to really make good projections forward. But going off of value wise, I do believe that this company is worth somewhere around $650 to $750 right now. And honestly, forecasting out by the time we get back up to all time highs, which should probably be about a year to 16 months, then by then maybe the share price could be worth north something of around $1,000. I really do think that this is a 5x opportunity right here where you guys can buy this stock. It is paying a good dividend. You can reinvest it, and you guys have another $150 to the upside to continue to buy this overall dip. And macro wise, you guys are going to thank yourself long term. Put this in your Roth IRA and forget about it. And in about 10 years' time, this thing is going to be a massive payer for you guys, not only in that profit per share, but also in the dividend per share category. So, this is really my thesis on UNH, guys. I do want you guys to let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of UNH. I have gotten a lot of comments asking about the DOJ investigations. And like I said, guys, this company is bringing in over $400 billion in revenue. Personally, I'm going to bet that this company does not fail. We've never seen a company like this fail. We kind of like to keep those companies afloat in the US. So take that as you will. But my personal opinion is that this stock is moving up higher, and we will see about $500 to $600 by around this time next year. Now, so like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you guys want info on those leaps, click the first link in our description down below. Join up on that Discord, and I'll see you guys over there.